Good afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. I hope you guys tune in tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, for our live stream. Man, we got a lot to talk about. We are now into the football season after the Kansas City Chiefs destroyed the Texans last night. We're still looking for East Side Harold. He has been missing in action. Don't know where he is. I hope he's okay. But we got a lot to talk about. And I think tonight the title will be, is Skip Bayless the most hated Dallas Cowboy fan there is? Because I can't think of anybody who's a Cowboy fan that's more hated than Skip Bayless right now. Or maybe I should say hated by Cowboy fans. Maybe that's what I should preface it, because I guess if you're a fan of another team, you might like Skip Bayless just kind of, being like crabs in a barrel, trashing the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott. So the interesting thing about this whole situation is all of a sudden a new appreciation of Dak Prescott has seemed to have emerged. We had heard going into Jason Garrett being let go that Jason Garrett and Dak Prescott had a great bond. And we had heard that Mike McCarthy had not really reached out to Dak Prescott, and it had been weeks into the situation before they actually had a conversation. So you had to wonder, is Mike McCarthy thinking about somebody else to be his franchise quarterback? Well, it seems like those two guys have hit it off. Also we've had the whole Dak Prescott contract situation where, beginning of last year, it seemed like Jerry Jones had said, contract was intimate or about to happen. Okay, excuse me. I don't have the best words, and a lot of times I mispronounce things, so bear with me. I am the name and word butcher. So if you're here for perfect grammar and perfect English, this is not the place for you. But Jerry Jones, after the first Giant and Washington game, had basically said, hey, we're about to, expect that contract any day now. And here it is. We're a year later, and it's still no contract. In fact, Dak Prescott's playing on the franchise tag. Some people speculated that Jerry Jones wants to have his grandson as the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, or that the Dallas Cowboys sign him to the franchise tag and basically give him the Kirk Cousins treatment out the door. So my question is actually, with everything that's transpired, especially now with Skip Bayless really looking like a jackass, has Dak Prescott's stock risen? Now, we know that the Dallas Cowboys have restructured Tyron Smith's contract. They've restructured D-Law's contract and Zach Martin's. And it's funny that, how there's never enough time to do it right the first time, but there's always time to do it right the second time. After you screwed up, you were in such a hurry to try and get things done that you couldn't get it done right the first time, and you screw up. But then there seems to be enough time to get it done the second time. That may be where we are with the Dallas Cowboys. Currently, the Dallas Cowboys have $29.24 million in cap space. We kept hearing that, we can't sign people. Dak's got to leave money on the table. Well, the Cowboys end up paying him the highest way possible, but yet we still have $29 million of cap space. Feel like we were sold a bill of goods? Could be. But Jerry Jones went on today and praised Dak Prescott. Let me make sure I get exactly what he said. Dallas Cowboys and owner Jerry Jones praised quarterback Dak Prescott on Friday for coming forward about suffering from anxiety and depression due to COVID-19 pandemic and the death of his older brother Jason April. I'll add to this too. Let me add something to this, because Jerry Jones, you and the Dallas Cowboys may be part of that depression. As we go through, and we all want to feel like we're wanted and needed. Everybody does. Everybody. And I don't care what line of work or who you are, everybody wants to feel needed and loved. We heard Zach Ertz yesterday saying that I want to be here, but I'm not sure the feeling's mutual. And I'm going to play like this year is my last year, because he's feeling like, after all I've done, what the heck? I was an integral part of this team who has been Super Bowl inept, finally winning one. If you don't think that that hurts, that might be a little a thing to get somebody depressed, well, brother, you don't know much about depression, because that does. Because here we are with Dak Prescott, who has done everything that you've asked him to do as a fourth-round drafted quarterback. Because he didn't take any money, you were able to get out from underneath of Tony Romo's contract, Des Bryant's contract. You were able to sign Zeke Elliott to a long-term contract, to get Jalen Smith tied up, to go ahead and get everybody on this team locked down. Lyle Collins, who showed up in camp not in shape. Zeke Elliott, who there were problems off the field that hurt the team. All of these people, because Dak Prescott was not paid like everybody else, are part of the Dallas Cowboys. You have done everything that you're supposed to do. And you watch and you see Zeke Elliott become the highest paid running back, at least for a little bit of time. To see DeMarcus Lawrence become one of the highest paid defensive ends. To see all these guys get paid, and yet you guys, the ownership, go through and say, Dak's got to leave some money on the table for everybody else. And it's kind of like, I ain't never gotten anything off the table. All these guys got paid, and they didn't think about leaving anything on the table for me. And you go through and you franchise tag him, a quarterback. Then let me say this. Do you realize that there's been no Dallas Cowboy quarterback who has made it through more than 3 seasons without being injured, without missing games? None. Dak Prescott's done that for 4 years. Hasn't missed a game. Has been responsible for the second most wins over 4 years. Now, I know he doesn't have one of those records that Carson Wentz has, the most fumbles. But if you're going through this COVID, can't be around your family, you have time to think, and you start thinking about, what the heck with the Dallas Cowboys? What more do I have to do? So, sorry, I digress. So Jerry Jones said that, with Dak Prescott having the other issues, Jones said, following his franchise quarterback on 105 The Fan, Dak's willingness to be transparent and share his difficult times and share it in such stature and class, it's just, you always go back to that word, leadership. All right. Money talks and BS walks. So Dak Prescott is getting praised by his owner, getting praised by his quarterback, getting praised by the whole world out there like no quarterback has before. Does fight, faith, finish for standing up against cancer. Has towed the line for the Dallas Cowboys and done everything that's possible. So I ask at this time, where the whole world is behind Dak Prescott, has Dak Prescott's position with the Dallas Cowboys improved? And I'll put one other thing in here. About the time that Jason Whitlock was fired from Fox, excuse me, not fired, they decided not to renew his contract. They let him walk. I don't know where Jason Whitlock is right now. I'm not even sure he's still on the face of the earth, because you've heard nothing from him. I did a video about Skip Bayless, and put out there, because Skip Bayless's contract is up sometime in the very near future here, sometime this fall. If Skip Bayless was on the hot seat, I had a lot of fans that said, "You're crazy. Skip Bayless, everybody knows he is a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. Skip Bayless, he's got credibility. You're just player hating on him. He's not on the hot seat. Yeah. Check out that video. Yeah. And come back at me if he's not on the hot seat right now. In fact, I think it would have been better if Skip Bayless had said nothing than that bullshit response that he had today. But we'll talk about this more tonight. And I think Dak Prescott's position has gotten a little bit stronger, especially if you watched the game last night and saw the game that Deshaun Watson had last night. And I dare say that Deshaun Watson, without Hopkins, may have a few problems. I'm Mark Holmes, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. I'll see you soon. The fudge? The fudge? Oh my God! Aisha's here! Aisha's here! We ain't seen her since Christmas! Oh my God! What a great day! Skip Bayless gets trashed, and I see my daughter. I'm Mark Holmes. I'll see you tonight.